Yo, we back again. Another episode of DFW Shed Sessions Podcast. We got my good brother J Ell Groove.
Tis I.
We got the beautimous Professor Mel Will. And myself, Lou Paul Beats, by the way of Lucius White. Oh, Professor Mel, she don't have a mic today. She said, hey. All right. So we got a guest today, y'all. We got my good brother Davante Thornton.
Luther Vandross, everybody. Y'all clap it up for him one time. We got Big Luther in the building.
Not little Luther.
Can I start with that real quick?
Yeah.
How do you feel about how do you feel about the compare? Because I've heard Luther, I've heard Jaheim, I've heard
any person that was big and black.
Yeah. So like, does it make you feel away, or does it? Like,
I mean, I'm grateful for the comparisons. I mean, I'm doing something right, but it's, in the same breath, I'm also grateful that I'm able to carve my own lane. So, it comes with the territory at this point.
I got you.
At this point.
That's cool. So, my good brother. So, I guess we can start from the beginning. So, how did this music get introduced to you, my good brother?
Well, my mom, was in church, preacher's kid and all that good stuff. My mom was singing, youngest of four. I'm the only one of her children that can sing.
Oh, wow.
So it was a bonding moment there, and just being under her and my aunts and quartet that way. Then went from there to college with classical, jazz. And then my brothers were teenagers in the 90s, so 90s R&B.
Oh, okay.
And then where I'm at now, with when I came into Dallas doing stuff with different bands and stuff. So
Cool. So you from a town called Hope, Arkansas?
yes.
Is that right?
Yes,
so
it
is this like a small town or?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
population 500 people type shit.
I mean, it's a small town in the same way. It's like it's too many people that I know by heart, but it's you still
That's one of them.
paper.
See, I'm from a small town by the way of Midland. And the small towns, it's like everybody knows everybody.
Right.
So it's like you really couldn't do too much anything.
It's cool if you need to borrow some sugar.
Right.
It's cool. But other than that, I don't need the lady up the street in my business either.
Exactly.
No,
you get yourself into some trouble. I'm tell your dad.
Right. Type shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So what ended up bringing you to Dallas?
Well, I graduated college, and I knew I needed to go somewhere.
Go ahead and shout that alma mater out real quick.
Oh, yeah. University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Most
nice.
deaf. But so I graduated college, and I knew I wanted to do some music because I studied in music, sound recording technology specifically. I forgot all of that. But after that, I wanted to go to a big city because I know Arkansas wasn't the move, what I wanted to do musically. And I had two brothers already living out here. And
how we don't give you a mic and you still over there making noise? That's crazy. I'm sorry for the rudeness.
it's all good. But yeah,
gotta keep the energy out.
Jesus Christ.
I know that's right.
Should have brought a tambourine or something.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like Jay wouldn't like that.
But it's, I don't know. I knew I needed to go somewhere, and this was the biggest metropolitan city where I know I could at least try to do something music-wise, and just tried my chances out here.
Okay. Did you know much about Dallas or the music scene before you came out here?
I was gonna ask that.
I did not. The first thing that I was able to Google was a balcony club. And
Okay.
I moved out here in May of 2016. looked at the Balcony Club, and that's when I realized it was just a whole lot of people in there and trying to have a good time and everything like that. And that was the first spot that I actually did. The only thing I could find.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So and you didn't. So of course you didn't know about like Deep Ellum or in any of that. So how did you? So was it pretty much like just your networking, asking questions, talking to people? What was that?
Well, when it came to Deep Ellum, I had a friend of mine. She was gigging with somebody. It was a different artist who they told us about it, and I went out to the Freedman when it was just a small side, and I was like, okay, this kind of cool, whatever. So it was and just a different experience. Listening to live music, because that's my bread and butter. I've never been a club person.
Yeah.
Just live music has always been what I liked.
That's what's up.
Cool. So, what you moving or what's your intentions of getting out to do things within the musical sense or musical business? Was your intention on just like trying to be an artist, or are you just trying to just get out and just sing and do your thing of, of music? Or
at first, I didn't really have a vision. And it was one of those things that I was wrestling with for the longest, even a little bit till now, to where I knew I had a gift. I didn't necessarily know how to use it, because there was an opportunity then I was approached by, and I still can see the wonderful people, and they like the grandparents are disappointed because they gave me an opportunity to go to Atlanta, do this and that, but I wasn't ready. I was afraid, and I was thinking straight out of college, I need a job.
Yeah.
So first starting out, I was just winging it, so to speak.
I got you.
Yeah.
okay.
I got you. Yeah,
Cool.
so the first time I got the pleasure of meeting Davante, it was at Loose and Low. And I remember I was on stage and engaging the crowd or whatever. So they had these couches on there. So this is a stage and the couches is over to the side. And I did something. I was like, y'all seen this? Y'all seen ooh or something like that.
Yeah.
And then to this side, I just hear this ooh, and I'm like, who was that? I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Like, who? You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like Ruby was with you, maybe. Imaj at the time. That shout out to the homie, man. She changed names like she changed clothes, but and she was like, "That's Davante." I'm like, "Oh, Davante, okay." And then do you remember this?
Not really. No.
So I was like, dude, do that run again. He's like, he did the run again. I was like, hey man, you want to sing something? So then like I see this dude get up off the couch and I'm like, what up, homie? All right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he came in and he tore the house down, and I was a fan of him ever since, man. Ever since, man. Because you're talking about somebody, and I mention this all the time about, we all know that Dallas at times struggle with individuality. You know what I'm saying? People do what other people do in a sense, man. And this guy is one of the guys who legit has his own voice. And as a front person, I've watched him, from the time he started getting in all the way up to now, man. And I've supported him from then to now, man. And I watched this dude just become a powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
Because I remember, again, can probably outsing everybody in the room, especially me. And I'm the one who got the microphone. But, probably outsing everybody, but, just being timid, kind of like being this gentle giant, getting on stage, just kind of trying to, find himself, to now you go to one of his shows, man, and it's like, whoa, this dude, he is definitely becoming an entertainer. And definitely had his titties out one time. That was I saw I was like, okay, he had his whole breast out. Had his whole breast out in one show. I'm like, okay, he just said
that is hilarious.
Had his whole breast out. It was amazing. They have to censor it on Facebook if you go look at the. I think he got
man, trying to get his money down.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a Halloween show, bro. And I decided to dress up as a character, and I was like, if I'm gonna do it, let me do it.
I love it though. I love. What happened?
Now, she was asking what character it is. So I'm a nerd. So this is a character from this anime called One Piece.
One Piece. I almost said One Punch.
And and the whole thing, he was bare chested, so I was just like, all right, well, let freedom ring.
Nah, but I love that, man, because even that shows that you've tapped into your unapologetic artistry. Which is something like I've always wanted for you, man. It's like you've always been too cold to be timid on the microphone for me, for my taste. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is one cat that I just want to see. Just and what's crazy is, man, like like a lot of people, they would have these jam sessions and stuff, and like it's like you having a jam session or an open mic, but people coming to see him perform at your open mic. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he would rock any crowd that he's been in front of, and I just want to say I'm definitely proud of you, man. Appreciate for where you come from, man. So yeah, it's definitely dope to have you here on today. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all having me, man.
Yeah, man. For real. You sleepy? You good?
No, it's crazy to that point, because that's what I was going through a whole lot of soul searching and really trying to find out what I wanted to do with music. Because my oldest brother, he said that's like, you don't know this about you, but anywhere that you go, you have a way about yourself. When you walk in a room, like, I mean, obviously, because I'm 6'4", so people, figuratively gonna see me, but also, I mean, you're literally gonna see me, but figuratively too. It's just, and I'm starting now to kind of ease onto that, because I always know, couldn't nobody tell me I couldn't sing. Right. I mean, if I wasn't your favorite cup of tea, okay, cool, but don't lie to yourself. Right. But it was a case to where trying to actually perform, because I was a singing statue for the longest, and then when I was able to, click, and of course I'm still growing on it, but to be able to be me more, I saw the change.
What got you out of that?
I guess just not being in my head anymore and understanding that it's okay to just be free on stage. It really was a case, because shout out to the good brother Randy McGill, because that was like the first legitimate band that I was performing with, as far as gig-wise at Tuesdays at the Freeman. I had to host open mic, and with me hosting open mic, I had to bring people up, sit people down and stuff like that. So that kind of forced me to, just get comfortable and not be that awkward person on stage.
So being a host kind of gave you another cheat code to performing.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Randy McGill. I remember
I
used to come out to y'all jam sessions, man. Y'all used to have some of the dopest arrangements.
Almost there.
Can't Hide Love, that was a super dope arrangement. And what was another one?
The Stevie Wonder joint.
Yeah, the Stevie Wonder mix, Locked Out of Heaven.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's Locked Out of Heaven.
Yeah, the Stevie Wonder joint that y'all did was amazing. Y'all still do that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And all of that is Randy. Like, even when it's a song that we might never know, it's just, you just don't know who people are, because of course he's a professional at it. He'd be like, okay, so we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. Okay, cool. Yeah. And we'll just get up there and do it.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. Shout out to Randy McGill. And even though I do have a beef with Randy McGill, because so I used to do these toy drives. Whatever, and I would do a toy drive at Loose and Low every year. Yeah. And so this particular year, I forget who all was on the lineup, but Randy McGill was in Eclectic was in the lineup, and it's like everybody in the band showed up but him. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say this. I will say this. He was working that night, and he did say, because he plays with Genuine. Yeah. So they did have something going on that night, and the whole band showed up. Davante was there. Kazu, the whole horn section, everybody was there. I'm like, where Randy at, bro? Like, where you at? Where you at, homie? You know what I'm saying? So that night, it wound up being fun though, because we formed this one-time band, Eclectic Funk.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
Oh, so y'all like
birds.
Yeah,
so I just got
yeah,
it was like half Funk Your Feelings, half Random get like his band. But that was like we just like jammed out for the rest of the toy drive or whatever. But that was a dope time. It's a fake beef that I got with. I'm not really beefing with him, but right. But it's definitely a fake beef that I got. He need to make that right. I need you to make that right, Randy. But nah, man. Shout out to Randy McGill, man. Definitely one of the good ones, I would say, in the music scene.
For sure.
Definitely one of the good. And even on that Tuesday, man, y'all built that thing from the ground up.
Yeah.
Y'all built that thing from the ground up. It went from, because around that time, it was really only popping on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. But if we talking about weekly, only Thursdays.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point to where, you know, they built that thing, and then now Tuesday is popping.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the only place you can go on a Tuesday and hear some dope music before the jam session started.
Right.
Before the open mic started.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to Randy McGill, man. That was definitely a good time. That was definitely a good time. So let's get back to you though. So you come to Dallas, man. You start to learn yourself, man, and all that good stuff. Outside of Randy, because you say he was one of the ones that helped you kind of, you know, come into yourself. Who were some other people? That you kind of just watched?
Oh man, like, I guess for me it was. In that, well, and God bless his soul, because he recently passed. I was doing stuff with Daniel Jones for
Shout
a
out
while.
to Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Most definitely. I think it was because they had a thing called the warm up, and I strategically was like, okay, because I knew that didn't nobody know what I could do by myself, so I'm gonna go do this, let the people know what I can do, and then that turned out to be a success. He was one of the judges there, and started gigging with him, doing different stuff with him, and just growing from there, being around all of the background singers he does and the people that he does with the band. And then just looking at different people, how they do things. There's an artist now, Miriam Echo, because a friend, when people not from the state of Texas, they be like, this near you, she in Houston. And I'm like, no. But
I get that all the time.
Right.
I get that all the time, yeah.
But I saw one of her videos, I was like, wow. And then it was a case to where I went down there to see her live and was able to see just how she's able to freeform and be authentically herself on stage. So seeing artists like her and having those experiences with people who enjoyed music, of course we're cold and good at what they do, but we're able to enjoy music, just helped me like release that and be comfortable on stage. Because again, it wasn't, for me at least, it wasn't necessarily the singing, it was just the performance side and how do I, show that, to pull in people, because the vocals I already got. It's just making that connection. So just watching different acts and doing it that way.
Do you ever feel typecast? Yeah, do you ever feel like, and for the people who don't know, but for the community college people that don't know what typecast means, like do you ever
from the ride,
right?
You gotta reach for the sky.
You ain't doing nothing anyway. Just get over.
You ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing a goddamn thing. Get your ass out the couch and go.
Not education connection, Jesus.
But nah, man. So because of course Dallas got the famous Dallas mixtape,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff, and they claim that people the people want to hear these. Do they want to hear before I let go? Do they want to hear the way every if since we mentioned the Freeman, let's talk about the Freeman. They got music 7 days, 2 bands, technically 4 bands, 7 days a week. And you're gonna hear the way 95 times in 1 week. You know what I'm saying? But back to the question, like, do you ever feel like hey y'all, I can do more than this?
Well, yes and no, because I realized that for me, my bread and butter is R&B, so that is what I grew up on. But there are ways that I'm also still working on, learning different genres, but I can sing them. Of course, it's gonna sound like me singing country or me singing pop, but still trying to get in that mind frame of changing that. But to that point that you brought up, I think a lot of times because we get in the music world, in the gigging world, there's not a lot of time or sometimes even funds to put together practices to where people can learn different music to do that. So by default, because I guess it's also a thing to where an unspoken rule, depending on who it is, you may or may not learn it. The music, so why even bother? Right. So it's just people feel like they got to stick to the Dallas Fort Worth mixtape versus trying to learn something new and it bombs on stage. So
I got you. I got you. That's what's up though. So let's move forward a little bit, man. Moving down the line. So you've been out in a little bit. You kind of coming to your own. Then you put out your first record. You put out your first record. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that first Davante Thornton album.
Right. Man, Smooth Silky Soul, yeah. Shout out to Trusco, Robert Trusco. He produced it.
Oh, nice.
I threw that together.
Did you really?
I really did. What it was is that I knew I needed to do music, and I didn't know, like, where I stood on how people viewed me. So I'm like, well, you know what? What better way than to just put something out there, see the reception that it gets, the response that it gets, and just go from there. And I was surprised, and for doing no promo or anything like that, it got on, different UK stations that they were playing it, different playlists at UK stations and everything like that. I was not expecting people from outside of the country to be listening to my music.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was just like, oh, okay, wow. Yeah, and I literally threw it together.
Well, so do I still ask what was like the thought process behind it? Like, what was the thing?
The thing is that even with me,
music.
Well, even though I said I threw it together, a lot of times when
it's all scribbled in,
right?
And the reason I asked that, man, because when you hear his original music, which is dope, by the way, when you hear his original music, man, it's like, okay. I always said this, man, like, it's something about music that you can clean your house to.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, funny story, like, it was, something happened, I think they was like honoring Anita Baker or something like that. Yeah. And then it was like this young person in the comments was like, oh, wow, I never heard of Anita Baker. She's dope. And then somebody responded to that comment, I bet your house dirty as fuck. It's like, I get that, though, because that's Saturday morning, no TV. No TV, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? You bleach the whole house, wash the walls. That's that spring cleaning music. Yeah. And you definitely, so that's kind of why I asked, like, what was that mindset outside of putting it together?
Right.
What was that mindset of?
So the mindset with that, because generally when I approach doing songs, it's always, even now, I always start with like a hook or like a jingle. And I will say the one song that a lot of people, especially on that Smooth Silky Soul first album, that they like was The Way That You Do It To Me.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I was driving probably home from a gig, and I was just saying, suck it to me, the way that you do it to me, oh. And I was like, okay, I'm going to shelf this. I like it. And then when I got it with Trusco, I was like, man, I need to do some stuff. Right there, I just wrote the song, and then the line where, because talking about being sprung, and then where I was like just writing stuff and it made sense. My mama would probably be ashamed of me. My daddy would probably disown me about the things you do, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then just going from there.
How is it working with Robert Trusco?
Easy. It's easy. I generally like to work with people who are able to, get things done, and also able to, if I express an opinion or express an idea that I want to do, they're able to replicate it. So he was real good, giving advice as well on that. But even with my second project, I generally tell people, because I already have the music together, they just make it more than what it already was.
I got you. Okay, so let's go.
The seasonings, put the seasonings to it.
So let's go to your second project, Love and Circumstances.
Yes, sir.
Love, L-U-A. Love and Circumstances. Where you get the name from?
So, funny thing, I guess I need to start sitting down and thinking about my the ideas first. But this one is more like, had more structure to it, but it was just all separate songs. And with that one, it was Jamarcus Bridges who produced that. And by the way, all of the songs except one on all of the stuff that I do have been written by me. But it was just a case to where I had one song with this emotion, one song with this emotion, one song with this emotion. And then, like, when we started finalizing everything, he was telling me, this kind of goes into, like, the relationships of heartbreak and goes through that. And I was like, I didn't plan it to be that way, but it ended up doing that. So because of that, I was just like, well, love and circumstances, and of course my own country twang to it, love and circumstances.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this off of Love and Circumstances. One of my favorite tunes off of that one is so I like the one you did with Ruby. Mm-hmm. But one of my favorite ones was I believe it's No One Knows. Mm-hmm. Man, listen, because you got into your, it's like you got into your lounge singer bag. Right. For No One Knows. Like that was just like a dope ballad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like where did the inspiration for and this is somewhat of a segue into what I asked you earlier about, you know, people typecasting you, because that's not typical. Like I said, Dallas mixtape. That's not typical. You go to Deep Element, hear that. Like I said, I feel like I remember when I first heard No One Know. Excuse me. I remember when I first heard that, it was like, you know, I feel like it put me in the mindset of like being in a restaurant, mm-hmm. having to dress up, you know what I'm saying, having this, you know, jazz singer with the spotlight, you know what I'm saying. Like it put me in that mindset. So it's like, what was your thought process about that tone?
With that one, I was feeling a way about a particular somebody.
Okay.
And I guess you can say sneaky league feelings. They didn't know how I really felt, so I just put my emotions on paper with No One Knows. It's just you and me as the wind blows, and whisper slowly to let it go, because no one knows. It's our own fantasy.
You want to tell her who it was about?
So, yeah, just basically being, I'm sorry.
I like how he just rushed past that question.
Yeah, you see, baby.
Well, you know, girl. But no, it was really just, I was feeling away, wishing that I could be, you know, alone shamelessly with the one person who I was crushing on at the time, mm-hmm. and just put my feelings on paper. And I heard all of the chords in my head when it was happening. The Speakeasy vibe, because that's when, you know, that's where Jamarcus came in. He mm-hmm. made where it was. He put like an audio track in the background to where it made it that way. Yeah. But I heard piano, and I like on some poetry, you know, stuff like the wind going and blowing while I was singing it. So I was just like, okay, this works. So yeah, I generally start with the motion, and the motion right there was just, you know, privacy, love. And alone time, I guess you can say.
Does that person know that song was about them?
No.
No. Will they ever know?
No, they won't. Nah, they won't. Nah, we ain't gotta bring up that.
We gonna have it. We gonna have everything. What was this about me?
Nah.
That's what's up though. Yeah, but Love and Circles, No One Knows. That was my favorite track off that tune, man. That was a genius track.
Appreciate that, man.
Definitely a genius track.
So, quick question: Do you play the instruments, by the way?
I used to play piano by ear.
Okay, so you have a sense of knowing the instrument. Because I know with some artists that can't play or doesn't know how to play, that comes, even just for me, for an example, that will come to me telling me, well, this is what I want, or I want to try this, and the song wouldn't make sense.
Right. Right.
And sometimes that can be more complicated versus somebody that I've worked with that do play, and the process is so much better.
Yeah.
It could be challenging sometimes.
Yeah. We gonna get some new music soon, man?
Actually, yeah, working on it.
Exclusive. DFW Shed Sessions exclusive.
I'm trying to find out the whole thing for me right now is just figuring out where do I go from here. Mm-hmm. I used to call it plateau, but a friend of mine said it's not a plateau, you're in your planning stage, because I want to go bigger than, you know, where I'm at currently, Dallas, because I know I can. And I aim to not be complacent, because I can be, and I don't want to. Yeah. So I'm trying to find ways to elevate it. And you know, funds might not necessarily allow that, but trying to work with that and, you know, do the best with what I got.
Who would be a dream collab for you?
Producing wise, well, like, he ain't with us no more, but Daniel Jones, I would have definitely been willing to work with him. And then anyone else in Dallas. And the thing about me is, I have trust issues, and the reason that I say that is because, going back to your point, I don't know or if a lot of people production wise can understand the sound that I want to do.
I got you.
Because I have a particular vision of what I want to do. And of course, because to Jamarcus Bridges bringing him up, he modernized me. He did. I'm not going to even say it.
Right.
So even just having the mindset to, okay, we're going to still keep that same feel, but add different elements to that and be able to complement. I found that is hard to do, especially in today's world, to where when it comes to R&B on how I tend to like it or how I tend to express it, a lot of people aren't able to, produce that way. Because going back to what you were saying, they might not have the knowledge musically.
Right. I mean, especially with and I'm not trying to sound like the grumpy old guy, but it's like with the newer, more modern form of R&B. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like the newer, more modern artist period. You find out a lot of those cats really aren't going back and doing their homework. They might find a sample or something, but I'm talking about like really digging deep and going back and listening again to that clean your house music.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Digging in the crates.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying, and so and you have that, but at the same time, it's like I like I said, I wouldn't necessarily want. I like seeing you, like I said, when no one knows. For example, I like seeing you go outside of your box. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing you and do it well. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Doing it well. So that's what's up. All right. So what about feature wise? Who would be a dream collab?
Well, I'll have to start.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'll have to start with my personal top 3. And I recently, about probably 2 or 3 years ago, found that out. Shaka Khan, D'Angelo, and Tweet, 2 people that I would like to work with. D'Angelo for the groove, Shaka Khan for a lot of the arrangements that she does, because of course she squalls and everything like that, but also the jazz stuff that she did. And then Tweet for vocal placement, and it's because a lot of people tend to sleep on her because it's not necessarily what she does, but where she puts it.
Decision making.
Yeah, and decision making with her vocals, that's just like, I like it. Yeah. I really, really like it. So definitely any of those 3.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, Lou. What you got?
Yep. So, man, it just slipped my mind. I had a question.
Look, be careful for the early signs of dementia, people. You know what I'm saying?
If you are, look.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's what. Okay, I got it. I got my question. So my question is, so far as being an artist or songwriter, was there like strong inspirations from people from, Stevie Wonders or whoever? Was there certain people where you'd be like, if I could get on that level, like who was that person would be?
That is a good question that I may or may not have the answer to. I will say to that point, vocally, I feel like that both Stevie and Stokely from Mint Condition are underrated, and with what Stokely does with Mint Condition and Stevie Wonder, being able to paint the pictures that they did, because I remember how somebody explained it with Stevie Wonder, he had a way to make things that wouldn't be natural, like naturally singable, like somebody who is not a musician be able to sing along. Just something that people can rock with, like the everyday mom or dad can be able to sing That Girl, which when you look into that's not something that most people would be able to sing, but he makes that singable. So being able to get on that level musically, especially like songwriting wise, that is something that I would want to pursue and go after. Donny Hathaway would be another one, because just the raw emotion behind that. To where you can convey a message that way as strongly as he does.
Do you ever get to that point, like with your writing or anything like that, like where you'll hear a Stevie Wonder, like so of course everybody know I got a funk band, right? Shout out to Funk Your Feelings, and which Davante, I had the pleasure of having Davante rock with us a couple times, but I remember the very first time. Now, I've always been a huge fan of Corey Henry, Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. But then I remember when he dropped, it was the Live in LA album, and I'm talking about from front to back, from Rooted to the Tutor. That whole album just had me like,
Right.
yo, like whatever. And I was like, it was so good, I was discouraged for a second. I was like, man, I can't do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you ever, I got out of it though, because you going to ride this funk train.
For sure.
I'm
for
that
sure.
guy when it comes to, but anyway. But so do you ever get in those moments where it's like you'll hear something, it's like, and it's so good, and you be like, man, does that happen to you?
Not to where it's so good that I get discouraged. I think for me is where if I feel like it's what I do is too different, I get discouraged. I get discouraged more so with how people will receive my work versus being discouraged by what other people's greatness.
Okay.
So, but it's still a struggle because it's just like feeling like it could be a comparison to somebody else, or feeling like it might not be good enough, or people don't want to hear it. But then going back to my first project, sometimes just releasing it and see what happens.
I got you.
So, but it's a everyday battle.
Let's pivot real quick. Because you've been in the Dallas music scene for a little bit now. You're no longer one of those new booties. You know what I'm saying? You've been out here for a little bit. So what's I was
expecting it.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? That's our army term. But anyway, so it's like, so what's your take on the Dallas music scene now?
I think there is a lot of change as far as vocal side, because going back to my friend Miriam and then different people with the newer singers that I'm seeing now, that people are doing mashups, clever ones at that, with newer songs, and there's a lot of push for people to be better. And I think that is good. But in the same instance, because I even think about this myself, that in some circles the pay might need to go up there, but from what, because I tend to be in and out because I mind my business. But from what I can see from the people that I've seen that is under me or even beside me, it's just a whole idea of doing things new, doing things differently, adding your whole different style, because we have seen where it can take you and how it's actually needed. So now I'll say that.
Okay. That was very political of you, brother. Nah, it's all good. Because I tell people this all the time. As far as talent in Dallas is unmatched. Like I put Philly up there, but other than that, I put the Philly music scene. But other than that, man, like if we're talking about peer, I just wish we had a better sense of business ethic in the Dallas music scene.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm saying.
I had a situation previously on that, but to that point, that goes back to, and I be telling people different things because I'm grateful and it could be God for covering that certain instances. Because what you do with, my daddy say, what you do with little, you do with more. So depending on how you move around with certain stuff, I don't rock with it. That's why I say I be in and out of my business, because I'll be finding out about other stuff, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I never knew.
I never knew.
But that is a fair point. But for me, I try to stay away from that because I ain't never been on that.
Yeah. So and from the time that I've known you, you definitely never been on that type time, man. You've always been, like I said, a gentle giant, man. You always been the type of cat that you stay in your lane. You stay at the same time you stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear Davante's name in Mess. You don't hear his name in, you know what I'm saying, BL. You don't
I did hear this one.
you don't hear his name in Bad Business or anything like that, man. And you got to appreciate when you have both, when you have talented and ethic, which is definitely a rare commodity.
It's needed.
But it's needed. It's definitely needed, man. So what advice would you give to a young coming up, just graduated Pine Bluff, decided wanted to move, just decide they want to move to Dallas or whatever? What advice would you give, to somebody like that's trying to come up in the ranks?
And all you'll get understanding, and once you learn what you needed to learn and grow how you need to grow, leave. Specifically when it comes to certain pockets of the music scene, because it's sometimes good to be in the trenches, because sometimes you need to learn.
Right.
But at the same time, put a timeline on it. put a actual, date and be like, okay, now what, and go forth. Because a lot of times people can get stuck. And there was a thing with, it was the comedian Leslie and then Cat Williams. They were saying, she was telling how Cat was talking about how she was making decisions out of desperation and because she needed money and everything like that. He was like, you shouldn't be doing that. He was like, she was like, man, F that. I mean, I need money. But it's just like, that shows, and people can see that in many situations. So, I try. I tell people that all the time. Like, get what you can get, learn what you can learn. After you do that, get on out.
You and y'all make sure we're gonna get his social media plugs a little bit later, but y'all make sure y'all follow Davante, because every now and again, man, he'll get on his stories and drop some gems. You know what I'm saying? He'll be dropping some knowledge, man. And I kind of want you to unpack something that you posted on your story the other day. It was you were sitting in the dark. I don't know why you was in, I don't know if you were sitting Indian style or what, but you were in the dark.
I was driving home.
But I think it just felt like he was just sitting Indian style.
You remember Tyrese when they was doing them videos some years ago? Yeah. And he had them special moments. Say, "Yeah, I'm just sitting here. My shirt is off and I'm sweating."
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro. But now, man. But you were talking about pretty much not being ready for certain opportunities and not being ready in certain situations, and kind of knowing when you should, you know what I'm saying, and then on top of that, like not having a certain expectation when you're not ready for said opportunity. Unpack that a little bit if you don't mind.
Right. And like I tell people, a lot of things that I share are also something that I can relate to and I'm be battling with. I've realized when it comes to different friends and situations, because it actually happened because I was talking to somebody about it, is because sometimes we feel like we can be entitled because of our talent or entitled to certain things because we know people who are doing things that it should be ours, when that's not necessarily the case. Because even when I said that, if you were supposed to have it and you were supposed to be there already, you would have. So there's still lessons both seen and unseen that you probably still need to learn. Now, granted, that don't mean you should just let anybody just dogpile on you, but understanding and having a true heart-to-heart with yourself. Okay, here's my skill set. This is what I do real great, and this is where I need to improve on. Because I'm learning, because I'm in a Facebook group called Team BGV, and sometimes we think when you work with like major artists and everything like that, well, it's certainly different and things change. Some artists operate like that, but some of them are also ghetto. I have heard stories like you wouldn't think AYZ artist is at the top of the chain, but they be on some ghetto business practices. So being able to, monitor through that, still keeping your name in good light, but also just handling your business as you're supposed to, and just being prepared, because things can change. Expectations can change, and at that point you're a contract worker. You're expected to do what they're asked. So just having that heart to heart.
Pretty much being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
I got you. What would Davante be doing if he wasn't a singer?
I am a homebody naturally if it wasn't music, so I'll probably be just playing video games, trying to find a way and I used to draw before I gave up. It was either that or music, and I was like, well, music comes naturally to me versus drawing. But probably an engineer for something, creating somebody game somewhere.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You heavy in the gaming and stuff.
Yes, sir.
You ever got into like streaming and trying to all that good stuff?
I want to. I definitely do, because I think there's a niche for that, because like being the singing gamer, I thought about this obviously, but just trying to find a way to merge those two together and do that. But yeah,
I think that could definitely be done.
Oh, for sure. Because one person that I did see, he couldn't sing well, but
Shout out to untalented successful people.
right. Shout out to you. Shout out to
untalented successful
the people that their average college dude fuss at. Shout out to y'all. Just be you.
That's hilarious.
Be the best that you can be.
Love yourself. Hug yourself.
Yeah. Right.
So I had a question. I know you had mentioned BGVs. Do you do like a lot of BGV gigs or?
When I can. The most that I do BGVs now would be with Quentin Gray and Weedham Grays, because I recently just did a Disney show with them. It was amazing.
Yo, their Disney show. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
bro, they solid people too, man. It's good.
KJ, alright, cool. Because KJ don't like. Yeah, I'm calling all y'all out tonight. KJ don't stop responding to my messages and stuff, man. Bro, I can see where it says "seen." Yeah. Word, KJ? You cut me deep, bro.
That's why I turned them receipts off. Man, I turned them off.
Yeah,
I can't turn it off on Instagram, but it's all good. But I make fun of people. That's great people, man. Yeah. Great people. Talented. Like a powerhouse family, like the whole family, man.
For sure.
Super talented. But yeah, so we them Grays. Who else you got?
But no, I think, and outside of doing my own like studio work, not really. I want to get to where I am doing that more often. I've been trying to, like you was saying earlier, when it comes to typecasting, no one has ever really told me. I'm trying to find somebody that's just brutally honest with me. I'm trying to find out whoever they are. But from what I gathered, I think more people see me as a lead vocalist. You know, going back to Luther Vandross, I feel like just how Patty kicked him out of the background, I feel like people do that for me, which I get, but at the same time, I love working with other singers a lot, especially if they're good at what they do. So, but the only really background that I do steadily when I'm able is with the Grays, and then just studio work when I get called on it, seldomly.
Yeah, I got you. I would love to see a collab with you and Quentin Moore. I think that would be the most soulful.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Like, I would love to see you two do a collab, or even like a Davante Thornton project produced by Quentin Moore. I could see that happening.
Okay.
I could see that happening. I think y'all would work very well together.
God works in
you gotta wear thong sandals when you go though.
I think y'all would work. I think that would be like a super dope project.
It's funny you said that, because I definitely reached out to him before.
Really?
I have.
Yeah, nice.
That goes back to, like I was saying, fear. But that was a sign that I need to just stop tripping and go ahead and do it.
No, you should. Hey, Quinn Moore. Q Moore, and that's the homie too.
Yeah, for sure.
He the only one that done been here twice. Yeah. So yeah, that's fam. So hey, Q Moore, I'll let answer your messages. Holla at Davante. We need a BFU remix. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
You start talking about that chick he was.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly, but yeah, man, I think that's one of my dream collabs. If we just talking about the community, what's another collab that I thought about? Like just two random people that you know that really hasn't worked together, but you think that would be dope.
Sure.
I said I would like to hear a Indigo and Blanche collab.
I'm upset. I never thought of that.
Oh yeah, I think that would make. I said Indigo and Blanche. I also I remember I was actually looking at a post that I made a couple years back. I also said Indigo and Tempest.
Yes, I love Tempest.
Shout out to the homie Tempest, man.
Shout out to Tempest.
I think that would be a dope collab, of course. And we've gotten a collab already, but you know what I'm saying, you and Ruby, cause it's like y'all are like two peas in a pod, man. Like, y'all are front pocket, back pocket,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you see them two together, man, like it's like.
So where's Ruby from?
She's from Arlington, but the thing with that, because again, shout out to my alma mater. We were in the Vesper choir together, so that's where me and her met. And that's like I tell her, she probably won't hate me for saying this, but I tell everybody she was a soprano one. All of them high notes y'all be hearing them people in choir sing, that was her in the choir that we was in. So
no, she got range, man,
for sure. And yeah, so she's from Arlington. She's
okay.
Yeah, she be out here. But yeah, so like that was a dope collab that y'all did on the album or whatever. But yeah, those are just some like collabs that I can see happening that would like really work.
Yeah, that would be dope.
For sure.
I don't know if y'all remember this cat named Kirk Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be around. So it's this other dude, like he's super soulful. His name is Ryan Berg. Ryan Berg. So Kirk Thurman and Ryan Berg, I asked for that collab years ago. But yeah, that's another collab that I would love to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What about like who do y'all think would work together in the community?
I can't.
Man, you know, I never really thought about it, but the people that you bringing up, those will be some interesting collabs.
Yeah, I haven't either.
You ain't thought about it?
Because it's just like, you know, and I understand the why of it is because, you know, everybody is focused on their own thing, but there's a lot of people who I would collab with. Everybody, I would love to work with Blanche. I would love to work with Tempest. And then crazy thing, love to work with Indigo. And Indigo was more like voiceover.
Yeah, she did a it was like a skit type thing,
right,
on your album.
Yeah, she loved calling me nigga in that for some reason. I was like, all right, you into this, ain't it? Okay. But and then Tempest, I sung with her numerous of times under Daniel Jones. So it's a lot of people who I would love to work with just in the studio. Because good singers I love. Like if you're good at what you do, we can work together.
Already, and then I need Bo Dub to write a tune for you.
For sure, we talked about that too.
Yeah, y'all need to answer these callbacks. Y'all need to answer y'all phones, musicians. But yeah. And so the reason I asked that is because like of course earlier today I was listening to Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, you know what I'm saying, Silk Sonic, and it was like, wow, and I kind of feel like we might have talked about it, but it's like, wow, so while people wasn't necessarily expecting it, that was kind of them things. It's like we didn't know we needed that till we heard it.
Right.
It's like that collab to me made so much sense after it happened. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just complement each other so well after it happened. You know what I'm saying? It was that, like they are literally peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The key word into that, though, is compliment.
True.
Because let me tell y'all how naive I was coming to college. Because I told y'all, my mom, quartet group, all of that, right? I'm thinking it is known that as a singer, everybody can harmonize. I was so wrong. I'm like, whoa, how can you sing but be tone deaf?
That is definitely a skill.
So I think just sometimes with things like that, it's important for people to be able to collab and bring out the strengths of one person and cover the weaknesses.
Right.
And I think as singers, and I've said this before, because we are born with our gift, like most keyboardists, I mean, of course you have prodigies, but most keyboardists have to learn how to play. Most drummers have to learn how to play. Horn player, all of that thing. That's why you have most musicians who they might not know how to sing, but they can hold a note. Versus singers, we're born with it. There's that, idea of, well, I was born with this, and then I even read recently that most people in the world apparently want to be a singer. So it's just that idea, right? It's that it's that idea that have people just not wanting to be, collaborative in some instances. So of course you have the exceptions to the rules, but yeah, it's important to know the music and know how everything works.
For sure.
So you can bring out the best product.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I wouldn't necessarily call it like I don't know if a project would make sense because we're two bands, but as far as a show goes, as far as a show goes, I would do a Funk Your Feelings in Love session show.
For sure.
I think that would be I don't even care who closed, but I think that would be just a night of just some dope funk from both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think that would be a dope show as far as like collabing on the project goes. You know what I'm saying? Even that's one I would do, or even that's all I can think. I don't know. It ain't too many.
It'd be so hard trying to think of people.
You know what I'm saying? Or like the Found and Randy McGillen Eclectic. That would be a dope 2-band show.
Oh yeah.
I think. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because those are bands that complement each other. It's like they don't do the exact same thing, but those are just two bands that would like complement each other well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
Another collab. I think I would want this more live though. Polo and Chatney.
See, something that I should have thought of. And
Yeah,
didn't.
I think I would want that more so live, cause her arrangements, man, the arrangements so you got her with her arrangements, and then you have him. Cause at this point, man, and we're all decent when it comes to like mashups and stuff like that. Yeah. But that dog. Y'all know Polo, I know Jaren. So Jaren Hogg, shout out to you, brother. But but nah, man, like this dude can fit 30 songs in one tune. Yeah. And I'm like, first of all, bro, how do you know how you remember you know what I'm saying? But like I think that's another match, another collab I could think of that I would like to see.
That would be good. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Especially live, like a live show where it's headlining, that they put a band together, they put their arrangements together, and them two just.
So, mashups.
Yes.
Do y'all get together and y'all just have a note saying, okay, this is the new mashup for the next 6 months? We don't care what the musicians do because they just gonna play the same changes.
You came for smoke tonight, did you?
That is
you came for smoke tonight.
I only said that because earlier he said we were talking about mashups earlier. Then he said now they got new mashups. That just came to my mind.
It's a DFW mashup list on the DFW mixtape.
Well, I mean, and it goes back to digging in the crates and everything like that because. Sometimes people learn, and even the greats, they learn from people, and then they probably copy it or get it from other things. But when it comes to me, I generally, a lot of things is either on stage for me or when I'm driving around in my car. I think of something like, I know for me, one thing that I did was put Read Your Mind on top of Can We Talk. And then it's always those fears because I understand that I'm a singer and a lot of musicians be like, singers don't know. But I'm like, trust me. And most of the time, whatever I do, I'm gonna make it work on whatever y'all playing. But I think
that's the key. That's the key. And that's what made me mad about a lot of musicians. Stay where the F you at, bro. Just stay where you at and let the front person, you know what I'm saying? Because what'll happen is where it go left is the musicians, they'll try to like go with they'll try to do the changes and stuff with the other song.
Right at the beginning of the mashup, things started happening. I used to do that. Yeah. And I think person...
you part of the problem. It's your fault.
The person, I want to say the person that probably kind of introduced me into just stay right there and then that became a thing was Dre Randall because Dre Randall's always been great with doing that.
Shout out Dre Randall. Like one of the mashups that I do, like I'll do John Mayer has this tune called Still Feel Like Your Man. I do that and then that's you go into Just My Imagination. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then like, and then like some stuff just makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now like when you do see that, a lot of cats, man, like a lot of and kind of like what he was saying. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. But it's like, it's like I get that was a dope thing, but you don't have to just take that and do that. And
the thing about that too is like. Somebody that's creative, they're going to create a new one. And it's going to be a thing. That's like, I think it was Little Richard. I remember this from the movie to where they had that white dude try to sing the exact same thing he did. And it sounded crazy out of his mouth. And Little Richard did that on purpose. So it's just one of those things to where, you can try, but can you keep up? So that's why I don't necessarily worry about that. And then I know for me, coincidence has definitely caught me. And I'll be like, ooh, okay, I need to stop doing this. But it's also going back to the digging in the crates and just understanding because you have to have an ear in order to understand that things work that way and intricately understand that. Going back to what you were saying when it comes to the band, I don't think a lot of singers understand that they are part of the band. So they get so big headed, Aretha Franklin style, and they really Ice JJ Fish,
Right.
and so they don't they don't understand how the music moves and where it goes with the changes. So that's why just for it to be easier, and I understand sometimes it can be hard because when you're on stage with somebody, it's a trust in a relationship type thing.
Definitely got to have.
So
trust,
you got to be able to feel where they're at. Like, cause I'm not going to do something like that with little TJ who been playing in church all his life and he don't know nothing.
Right.
Versus somebody who Don the Great who been on the scene for 20 years and everybody respect them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's knowing who's behind you and also knowing if you can play with that.
Yeah.
And it's not hard, but then again, everybody can't do it.
Now from because I play both roles. I play band member and band leader, and one of the things from the band's point of view is being able to trust who the front person is, right? Because in a lot of in some cases you will have that person. Yeah, they can sing their ass off, but they don't know how to direct the band. You feel what I'm saying? They don't know how to communicate. Go here, go there. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to properly communicate that. Yeah. And I think that's where some of that disconnect comes in. Because it's like we'll be playing. It's like, I bet where you want to go, what you want to do, and then but they don't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think that's part of it too. But I think most front people, even though they might not be the MD, it might not even be their band, right? But they still need to know how to at least guide the band. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if you in that moment to where okay, bet I see I got the crowd by the nuts and I can take them wherever. Hey band, go. Properly communicate where we need to go from here. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important if you're going to be a front person. Yeah.
It's just you gotta know who you're playing with. you gotta know, because some people is like with me, I'm able to lead them, or if it's a case to where I done the leading, now whoever is actually over the band, I always keep a lookout for them. That way I'm not all caught surprised, because that definitely I want to this is my moment as a singer, but they finna end the song. So, all right. So it's just you gotta watch out.
And that's why practice is important, people. Man, people don't like to practice no more, but that's what's up, man.
That's where the mashups came in. Because the mashups, they be like, do you know this song? You be like, no. Okay, well, just keep going.
Right. Lou, what you got?
Man, I gotta go to the bathroom. So.
All right. All right. So far, geatric brethren, we gotta take a pause for the cause, man. But hey, man, it's been a super dope conversation. We got Davante Thornton in the building, one of the soon to be legends, man. He's definitely going higher from here, man. But we're gonna take a real quick break. We're gonna take a pause for the cause. Don't bust that nut just yet.
Yikes.
We gonna be right back.
For sure.
Yikes.
Took me for granted. Gave you all my gave everything I could to you. Gave you all. You gave you all. That is you do.
See, I'm a photographer. Feel what I'm saying? So if they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, it's my job to make sure they hear every last one of them. I got you.
orchestrate an entire show to put this going on, to have all these people come out to support you. It shows, bro. This is only the beginning, nigga.
Yo, Jeff, it's Mav, bro. This new project is super polished, bro. I'm so proud of you, man. And I'm excited for where everything is going to go for you, man. After this one, bro. This is it, man.
Gentlemen, we are back again from my. It's been a good episode, man. I had to get back from my bathroom break.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 35, 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm feeling very well now.
Somebody open the window.
So let's go ahead and get started on these.
You was working on that?
Yeah.
You practiced.
I practiced. I had to get that out of my soul, man. Yeah. So. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, DFW Shed Sessions. Also, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram under DFW_Shed Sessions. And you can follow us on Facebook under the DFW Shed Sessions FB page. Make sure I say that right.
Get it out.
Yeah, it's out there. So, Brother J Ell Groove.
Yes, sir.
Where can we find you on the social media plugs, brother?
Man, you can definitely, you could definitely get at me on get this loose spirit out of here. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Who is J Ell Groove? J Ell Groove. If you want to ride this funk train, go ahead and get at me on Facebook, Instagram. Funk Your Feelings. It's FUNKYO Feelings. If you want to dabble in some of this funk you couture, just get at us as well, man. We got the Funk You shirts, Funk You merch. We got a couple other merch pieces. Just get at us, and we got shirts, tank tops. It's almost hoodie season. Well, it's about hoodie season. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For if you have a 14-year-old, every day is hoodie season apparently. So yeah, get us with that. Also, if you want to venture into one of my many projects, holler at me on Another Groove project, whether it's photography, consulting, merch, videography, editing, all that good stuff, man. Just one of my many business ventures, Another Groove project. And yeah, that's where you get at me at. Okay. What about you, Lou?
Well, before we get to me, I would like to say we have the beautiful Professor Mel Will. She's kind of muted tonight because she don't have a mic. But I want to just put out some shout out for Professor Mel Will.
Thank you. It's on the screen.
Okay, well her social media is on the screen.
You can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Professor Mel Will. Hey. You can find her there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Professor Mel Will. She's the producer of the show. She does the graphics, stuff like that. She sets the camera angles. Mm-hmm. She does some of the editing with the post production and stuff like that. She definitely plays an important part in the DFW Shed Sessions podcast venture.
And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Professor. She does a lot of work. Even the edifice that we use mm-hmm. for the even
right.
You know what I'm saying? This is Prince so used a school. Prince used a school word. Even the edifice that she used. This is her humble abode. So we appreciate her.
Yeah, most appreciate.
We appreciate her for the work that she put in to make this project. You know what it is. So yeah. So y'all can definitely holler at Professor Mel Will if you need any of her services.
In this tabernacle.
Thank you, Jay.
Man, yeah. So.
I can't hear anything. I have my head.
Lou, what about you?
Me. So you guys can find me on social media under Instagram and TikTok under Lou Paul Beats. You YouTube, Lou Paul Beats. Also, I do have instrumental hip hop music out. If you like to check it out on all streaming platforms, music streaming platforms, and just put in Lou Paul Beats, and you should find my music. So, yep. So, my good brother, we got our guest, Mr. Davante. Where can we find you on social media, my good brother?
You know, I'm just a simple, humble man that can be found at under Smooth Silky Soul under all social media outlets. Smooth Silky Soul on all social media outlets. If you know how to spell my government, I'm on Facebook as well under Davante Thornton. That is Davante Thornton. Go to the fan page because I might not accept your friend request. All right, now I'm playing.
I'm sorry. Why does it sound like one of them late 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
I'm telling you, man.
That smooth voice you listen to.
Right. In the quiet storm.
Hilarious.
Oh, man.
That's what's up. What's up, man. What the Smooth Silky Soul? I mean, even though it's pretty much evident, but it's like, where did that name come from? So
I was in college, right? And there was a point in time where I was off of social media. Like, I was not on it. And then, like, my homie, that's when going viral was starting to be a real big thing. Yeah, he from Memphis. He like, hey, bro, you need to go ahead and get on social media, man. Yeah. And he was like, what? You need to handle what is? And I was like, Smooth Silky Soul. It's funny because he hated it. He was like, nigga, what? He's like, what? But, you know, it just grew out. That's the only thing that stuck. And, yeah, the rest is history.
I mean, it makes sense. It fits. It definitely fits, man.
Yeah. All right, so
what was you about? No, he was about to say something. Something happened. And I feel like he had to catch himself.
Oh hell! Let me shoot.
No, you good?
Oh no, that was it.
All right, so back to these mashups, bro. Y'all already know.
Lou was ready.
I mean, ready. So for both of y'all, what is the worst mashup y'all have never experienced or heard, and y'all like,
the worst?
Nah, this ain't it, Doc. This is not it. This is not even fit with the chords of the song we're just doing.
Well, anything where they can't actually sing it, but I will say for me, because the thing with mashups, for me, it got to make some kind of sense. Mm-hmm. You can't be trying to mash up I Want to Know with Jiggly Jump That Booty. Like, you got to be stopped. Right. Slow down.
Yeah.
But that's the... I remember like mashups based on that feel. Like they be singing best part, and then out of nowhere it's like, you know, make these hoes get their knees and stuff. Right. I'm like, okay, but I can't think of one.
Man, the worst mashups that I've heard is actually in church.
Churches.
I'm not
even gonna count church. The church is a whole nother.
When you got that one praise and worship leader, they wanna just it get to that moment, you know, at the end of the song, and then they wanna I love you, Jesus. It's like, bro, that don't really work in this particular.
Yeah. They will I love you, Jesus on every song.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Not getting praise on in the club. Just got through singing. No, they definitely.
They
went from Usher Nice and Slow and be like, I love you.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I've done it. We've done it. We've definitely done that. We'll be at Loose and Low. We'll have a whole praise and worship service. We did it at Louis Louis one time. We'll have a whole.
Hilarious.
Yeah, and don't go to a Bo Dove show. Bo will have a, and this is on the record. He would have a whole altar call at his show. Mm-hmm. He's had altar calls at his.
Will there be one?
Now, granted, he don't. What my band director used to call booty butt nigga music. He don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Booty
I got a funny mashup story for you.
You know what I'm saying? What you got?
So there was a.
You still trying to wrap your mind around booty butt nigga
music?
That's my band director. Shout out to Michael Hendricks at the Antonio Maceo Smith High School. That's what he used to call it. Booty butt nigga music. Just ratchet.
Man.
That's what he used to call it.
That's a t-shirt.
So
it might be.
Okay, so it was a residency that I did some years ago. and the guy that was singing, he actually worked at the restaurant, but he was the singer with the band, and he was super churchy. So we did we was doing How Does It Feel, and in the middle of the song, he was so caught up, he started singing Pass Me Knox, Oh Gentle. We're like,
not Pastor Puna.
and the owner
That's
was
hilarious.
like, yeah, she got on him after we was done. We were like,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
That just don't match, brother.
Then,
like at the end of it, he went right back to How Does It Feel?
I've heard How Does It Feel in church. It's a video out there right now. It's a video out there, but it's like he did like the gospel version.
Oh, not Jesus, let me love you down.
When Prince died, this video, this one cat did Purple Rain, but it was like, he made a way.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Oh my Jesus, all he does is make a way.
I hate it here. I hate it
like
here.
they will try it, man.
I remember when Blurred Lines first came out, it was a dude that was singing.
Who did what with Blurred Lines?
And he said on the main line. On the main line.
Are you serious?
Yes. And they were playing it just like the song.
Y'all have to be stopped immediately.
And the crowd goes boo.
Y'all have to be stopped expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? I got a question for both. Man, what happened to boy bands, man? What happened to groups, man? I kind of miss. I miss.
Like the New Editions and
I miss groups, man.
The NSYNCs and the.
I mean, and when I say boy bands, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, you're a group where it's you 4 or 5 part harmonies. You know what I'm saying. There's not a front man, but there's a, you know what I'm saying. I kind of
so many of them got screwed up on the shoes with the doggone labels business. I've seen. You look at the New Edition movie. You saw what happened to them. Who's that? I think it was Backstreet Boys. It's a documentary out about how they got screwed over, and the guy that was over them, he was just taking all their money. I like
Tony is another one that's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And they had a whole documentary on YouTube, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah, it's called Loyalty. I mean, this ain't my plug, but Loyalty Over Royalty. And yeah, they was like 2 of them was first cousins. I was like, oh.
That's bad.
You're right.
But nah, man, I miss and like if you go on like Top Tick or something, like it's a couple cats out here that's like, you know, they'll post some videos of them doing the harmonies and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm talking about, I would like to see a newer with a live band behind them and stuff like that. I would like to see. Like, and I'm talking about like on a mainstream level. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see like a group, you know what I'm saying, just get out there and kill it. Like I said, live band. New Edition, that their live band is amazing. Yeah. Like,
I think the thing with that though, because I know in the UK there's some artists that are doing like girl and boy group stuff, but a lot of it is. Of course, money, because, you know, if you can get the money all by yourself, you ain't got to split it 4 ways. Talent, a lot of people, because they don't have the 2 places, because I was looking at one thing, researching, the 2 places where people got taught, like older singers got taught, school and church have been compromised. In school, they took out the funding, so you can't really learn music in school. You don't nobody go to church no more. Right. So it's like you don't have those bare basic minimum skills to where you can understand harmony and everything like that, so all you can do is sing by yourself. And yeah, ego. If I didn't already say that.
I think ego. That's kind of what happened with Mike.
David Ruffin.
him too. With Boys to Men, the bass singer Mike. Mike, I think his name is Mike McCary, Mike something. But anyway, he got to a point where he felt like he was supposed to be paid more than them. It's like, bro, I mean, you're not outrunning Wanye. So it's like you talking. I mean, you talk though.
Yeah,
you talk. Hey girl,
Right.
I know we.
And that's another thing, like, I don't think a lot of people, because they get caught up in the ego, that they understand that there's only a few people who have really been bigger than the group.
Yeah.
Like, Michael Jackson, he was bigger than the Jackson 5.
The group.
Beyonce, you can say, is bigger than Destiny Child.
Mm-hmm.
What's old girl in Escape? She tried it and it didn't work. The one that tried to do the gospel album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But you know, I think a lot of people, they underestimate their individual thing and fail to realize that like they are a part of the group, and you trying to go solo, you don't have the star power for that. And that sucks to think that way, and it sucks to have that realization. But that goes back to understanding your pros and cons and your weaknesses, and understanding what you're ready for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
TGT had a decent run. I think they could have did something decent if they didn't get in their own way. If they had some good stuff.
No, they did.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let me ask y'all this: who would be a dope Dallas artist? Who would be a dope 4-man group?
Well, there's not many male singers, so
okay,
that I can think of.
Who would be?
I could be wrong.
So I mean, so I see. Actually, you're not wrong.
I had to think about.
You're not wrong. Yeah, the females definitely outweigh the male scene as far as singers go. Like my favorite male singers. So you got, and I'm talking about like who would make sense in a group. I see Davante. He goes by Demerica now, but D. You know what I'm talking about?
I know him.
Yeah.
I had to,
he sang with he used to sing with Private Property. Skinny, light skinned dude.
I had to see it.
Yeah. And I remember him back when he has a, but see with him he got that like powerful quartet
blues.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like he got that kind of voice.
He good at it.
You know what I'm saying? But I've like he does backgrounds as well too.
He sings with David Hollis.
Yeah.
Deonis Cook. You got
I forgot about. See, I be forgetting folks.
Deonis. You got Stephen Q. That's another one.
Okay, so let's take out.
I'm just naming. So
okay, so let's take out male. Just say period. A dope 4-person group.
Oh, okay.
Well, who would be? Who do you think put four people together? Who do you think will make a good group?
I can't think of nobody. I literally cannot think of anyone, and I'm sure they're out there. I can't think of nobody.
Yeah, I would say because since you just put male out there, now I'm thinking about.
But not everybody. So it's like I think some of the best groups would be, because Dallas has a real dope background singer.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Has a real. So it's like you take, let's just say, Lawyer, Miracle, Carry On.
Of course.
Lawyer, Miracle, Carry On, and give me one more person that would fit inside of that.
Indigo. She would probably be a good fit because
she probably would.
Yeah, because
what you got?
I think and I think that's a good point since you said those. I think when it comes to like background singing, a good part of that is knowing each other's voices.
Right.
And with that unit that you said, because I know there used to be an original unit to where it was them, Mandy, who I love, as well as it was one other person too. And they used to sing together and they sound amazing. It's just like you have to have a gel vocally, and then even if that, and also a gel when it comes to, what's the word I'm looking for? A gel vocally, and also a gel of understanding where to go with each other. And sometimes, especially if you grow up with people, which I know they did, like that's easy, it's so easy to do because you actually learn each other's voice and know how to go. So that's why I guess it's so hard for me, because when I think of Dallas, a lot of us are like solo artists.
Right.
So unless you come from that background and are able to fall back, because you can be a great solo singer and not necessarily be the best background vocalist.
Right.
So that's why I don't know enough on anybody to put them together.
Now,
Yeah.
that's one thing.
I would like to see that though.
Oh,
I think
for sure.
I think somebody that could probably make that happen is Gino. Gino Lock Johnson. Yeah. He. I think he want to be the Barry Gordy of Dallas so bad. Shout out to the homie Gino. But I think Gino. I'm calling you out. Put that together. Put together a four person group and put a band behind them. And let's do 2 originals.
I will say like 3 singers, and of course they were together, and then 2 of them were twin sisters. J3,
Okay.
they are great at what they do.
Yeah.
They are great at what they do. But even with that, because I was listening, they haven't been singing very long. And like I said, even though 2 of them are sisters, like when Jalea came a part of it, it was just like an instant gel to where they were able to make magic, and to where I think there was like 2 years or a year that they met. And then to go from where they were to where they are now, like, I mean, and that sometimes is rare, but it's like fire when it strikes.
Right. I got that. But yeah, man, that's something I want to see.
For sure.
Question for you, brother. What does Davante look for when he's putting together a band? What when you're when talk about it, brother.
Go ahead.
Talk about it. Talk about it. When Davante Thornton has a show and he has to put together a band, what is he looking for in his musicians?
And the reason why I laugh, because this has been asked before, and I know a lot of people be like, hey man, let me play behind you, and it's not necessarily a good fit. I always look for if you will do right by the music, and if you know how to gel well, because I've always been a person that listens to the song, and of course I'm gonna give you free reign to do everything, but whatever you do have to make sense. The 2 people that I use the most when I'm able to is Emery and Jose, and they always, of course, do what they do. But about the two of them together for fire. It's like anytime I see them 2 on stages, it's great. But they're able to mesh well, and they will do by the music. And some people, there's been a situation where I've been on stage, and some people get lost in the sauce. And nothing annoys me more than you doing something that don't fit, and you think it fit, but it really don't. So I tend to look for people who can solo when that time comes, but can stay in the pocket.
Okay.
Be the best of both worlds.
So let me be more specific. Your drummer, what are you looking for?
Mostly pocket, because nothing that I do requires any drum fills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Keyboard player, what are you looking for?
No extra chords.
No, like keyboard player, I want them to think how I sing. So when I'm able, because I'm in the realm where I mess with accidentals a lot and chromatics. So if you are able to follow 2 people like Emery, and then he from Arkansas too, not too far from me, Aaron Warren, he's good at doing that.
Shout out to
for
Aaron
sure,
Warren,
for sure.
Yeah.
Both of them are good at able to
He's a
follow.
great drummer too.
Yeah,
Really
they're
good
able
drummer.
to follow on keys because they have that ear and open to know music that way. So yeah, you got to be able to flow and be smooth with it as a keyboardist.
Bass player.
Bass player, that thump,
Yeah.
like, and just stay where you need to be, groove where you need to groove, feel where you need to feel for, and don't be too extra with it.
Yeah, that's why I love Mike Pugh, man. I talk about him a lot, man. But like that, and Mike, like, and of course, you know what I'm saying. He's known. Well, I guess he's known in both realms because, of course, we know him for Talkbox, man. But him as a bass player,
No, he's solid.
him and his son.
Solid.
Shout out to the nephew, but yeah, man. Okay, so does Davante have a guitar player?
I do.
Okay, so what are you looking for in a guitar player?
And it's great because you asking these questions, and I never really just thought about it. It's always been the feel for me, not necessarily. And I probably need to get into specifics, but it got to feel right. And if it don't feel right, I don't like it. And generally when it comes for me, I always want everything. It's like a cooking recipe. All of the ingredients make the meal. You can't have too much of one thing because it's going to be salty. It's going to be too sweet. Everything got to come together, have its own little kick. It's its own individual thing, but it's the greater than the sum of its parts or whatever that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So,
have you done a live show with doing your original music?
not as much as I should.
Why the fuck not?
It's crazy that, and this is a struggle that I deal with. I feel more comfortable singing covers than my own music because there's a sense of vulnerability that is still there, especially since a lot of my stuff is background heavy. Mm-hmm. And going back to your question about the band, I have a good idea for band, but background vocals are even more stricter, and it's hard for me to find that in Dallas due to the fact of the type of singer that is in Dallas, which tends to be Sir Runs a Lot. And you know, and that doesn't fit well.
You have to have, we had Lawyer Turner on here a while back, man. Again, like one of the premier background vocals in Dallas, man. And we were saying that it's a certain discipline.
That is.
It's a certain level of discipline that you just have to be a dope background singer.
Is that's another monster.
That's an art in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Because you not only gotta everything, and then with even like with his vocal production, because I know a lot of people use him for vocal producing too. It's just understand the when and the where. Even like, and that's one thing I was grateful for when they would do shows with Daniel Jones, just to sit back and listen to them do what they do well. Them take lead from Daniel, and then of course Lawyer, it's making sure that the backgrounds are all good, listening to the songs, what pops. And the thing with Lawyer is like, especially if it's a song that's on the record, he's gonna go based on what is on the record, even if it kind of is different, but it's still, there's a reason that they wrote it that way. And I think a lot of people, they like the aesthetic of background but don't like the actuality of it. So I've ran into that problem. So.
I think that's why some people just rather have horns.
Yeah,
a horn section is easier to deal with than a background section.
Cause it takes like, and then because I feel like when it comes to, I won't necessarily say feel, but I think most people will tell you this, like background, you have to know how to stay in the background or being a supporting vocalist, so to speak.
That's literally what you're here for.
Right, and a lot of people aren't capable of doing that because they want the spotlight, which I mean, okay, cool, I get it, but if I'm like, for example, I'm gonna use the Graves, and I was telling a friend of mine this the other day, I was singing for We Them Graves show as background. This is not Davante's show. My job was to get up there and sing the background parts that was given to me. That's why they called me. Of course, I am Davante Thornton, but in that role, that's what I needed to play. And I think a lot of times people get so caught up in who they are, who they think they are, that they don't understand the assignment.
I got you. What was in that show, what was your favorite Disney tune that they did?
Hercules, anything Hercules. That and they did another one that I like. And that was the choral guy in me. That was like The Incredibles. They got this thing called Elastigirl, because I'm a chords guy. I love the chords, and a lot of the chords that they were doing on the vocals were like, you know, clashes here, very close harmonies, spaced out octaves. Yeah.
Who has the best Disney soundtrack?
Someone recently said Tarzan. I'm of course impartial to Hercules, but
because it's so black.
Right, yeah, you know, right.
Is that all?
It's very African American. But I'll say Tarzan.
It's Tarzan for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's Phil Collins winning his bag.
No, for sure.
Phil Collins winning his bag with it's like, I mean, truth be told, that could have been just an album in itself to me. That Tarzan soundtrack, that could have been it was that so small, you seem so strong. You keep me safe. What was
Is
that
it
one?
2 Worlds or
2 Worlds? Yeah. No. You'll be in my heart.
You'll be in
That was one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up though. All right, man. So we gonna go ahead and keep it pushing. Davante, man, we just want to get to know you a little bit more. We got 3 recurring segments that we do on the show. The first recurring segment is top 5. Top 5. I want to know what is your and they don't have to be in any order.
Gotcha.
What is your least top 5 off the DFW mixtape?
Ooh, okay.
I need 5 of them. Oh, the least top.
The least top 5 on the DFW mixtape.
Is there some tea in the kitchen?
The whole Before I Let Go mashup.
Okay.
Like, cause I like Before I Let Go, but anytime everybody don't, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm not really a fan of Can We Talk Like That. I'll sing it though, but you know. Valerie can go to hell.
Valerie, I'm sick of you.
Yeah, that can. Let me see. Crazy can too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one more. I can't think. Use Me.
Use Me. Yeah. I'm definitely with you on Crazy. One of mine, and it sucks because I love it so much. But Robert Glasper's Teen Spirit.
Oh wait, can I change one? We can keep Can We Go, but that gotta go.
Yeah, and I love the tune, but I just feel like Dallas done just ran that into the ground.
Into the ground, deceased.
All right, man. So because I got like 12 more questions just off of that. But anyway, we're gonna keep it pushing. So the next recurring segment we got, man, is called Playing in the Wrong Key. This is our version of what grinds your gears. This is your pet peeve. So, and I know we got like thousands of them. But what's playing in the wrong key to you? What's that one pet peeve?
Interrupting me when I'm singing and you the other singer, because it just feels abrupt and people gonna be looking like, what are you doing? Yeah. So I've had some gigs to where it's somebody, and it's always somebody who's not comfortable in their own talent, to where, cause I let them have their time, cause you know, that's you singing this verse, you singing this on you, I'm just going ooh, that's it. But if I'm singing something, I'm like, that ain't necessary. Like that be pissing me off. I be so.
There's
right. You trying to go out here and show out? Ain't nobody asking for that.
Right. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. But it's because there's a face that came to mind, because they've been acting up a lot lately. I've heard, but yeah. So that's we can talk about that off camera. We can talk about it off camera.
Talk about it later. Talk about it later.
Right. All right. So that's what's up, man. All right. So last current segment we got, man. Is called Gig Tales. It's called Gig Tales. So good, bad, ugly. What's that one?
Oh,
and if you gotta keep some names out, that's fine.
I think it had to be one, because it was, well, you know, open mics, you always see everything. Yeah. And it was this one particular thing. It wasn't nobody within the band with Randy McGill, but somebody came up there on stage and tried to rock out. And I guess in their mind, they was Prince, Elton John, and whoever all in one. Right. And I was like, what is this? And the reason why I said that, because it was a memory somebody shared recently. And I'm yes.
They was like dressed like bums, like homeless people. So Lou was there.
Oh my! And it's just like those. Open
I forgot
mics.
He was the host for that.
He
was the host for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Those open mics. There was another one where somebody got up there drunk. It was like drunk people getting up there trying to sing, and they signed their name, and then they looking at me like, "Nigga, this is you. What am I gonna do?
Right.
You singing the song?"
Right.
Man, boy, some of the most throwed out people came through them open mics.
Yeah.
Boy. I remember I have my well share of story of,
of
when I was on the small side, and and this lady was singing a song about sucking. Never mind.
Not fellatio.
Yeah, fellatio.
Yeah, then she talking about she would fart while she do it. Now kind of, I like.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was. Hey. I'm looking at the bass player. Then she looked at the bass player while she was saying it, and the bass player like, "Hey, my wife is right over there."
Who was on bass? Who was on bass?
Jesus is on the
The bass player was Dave, Super Dave.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Super Dave, by the way, man. But yeah, he was. That was a crazy night.
So we've all hosted. Well, see, so as far as my experience go, a lot of people got mad at me because when I was at Loose and Low, I didn't do. I did I made it an open mic. Maybe those first 2 or 3 times. After that, it was just the invitational.
Mm-hmm.
It was like okay, because the last time I did it, we had a decent crowd, and this one cat got up with his guitar, and I just look up, the crowd is gone. So it's like we all know. So it's like when you hosting, you have to have a balance, because of course we're artists too, and we want to try to let people express their art, but at the same time, it's like okay, it's like yeah, because this was my point of view, right? Like when it came to growing up in music and stuff like that, I didn't have the opportunity to be entitled. And that's a word that I think hurts some people in the community. They have this system of entitlement. Is like I'm talking about, I got kicked off the drum so many times, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you trash when you can't play for offering. You feel what I'm saying? That's, you trash when you can't play for the Sunshine Band, so it's like, they had to take me to the side, be like, yo, you're not there yet, but you need to get better. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, so what happens is you say open mic, and another thing, and I know I sound like a grumpy old man, but it's like okay, you got somebody like a Davante Thornton, you got somebody like a Lucius, you got somebody like a J Ell, who have put all of this time into their craft, hours into their craft, and I'm supposed to share the same stage and get the same amount of light with somebody who don't take this thing as seriously as I do. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you know what I'm saying? Didn't like, and I know y'all seen this too, run it, like to get on there and give a song to the band and you don't know the song yourself.
Oh my God.
You feel what I'm saying? It was I'm not gonna lie, it was this I saw this one time. This was at RC joint, and this chick, I forget what song it was, and it was an Erykah Badu tune.
Did she fall?
That too. I actually have that video. That's not what I'm talking about. But I actually had that video. Yeah, that was hilarious. Like I took a screenshot and her legs was just in the But now it's like you get up there and then like she messed up and then she looked at them and RC was like, man, we wrote the song. Right. It's like
right.
It's
not us. It's you.
And I think that goes because I remember. Shout out to the good sister Kivia, because I remember we were having this conversation about that, because I want to make sure I'm able to help in any way that I can when it comes to stage presence and understanding, the music, and because that goes back to that church mindset, and everybody just be feeling like, well, it went wrong, it must be your fault. You missed your entrance, you don't know the beat, you don't even know what key you in, you started singing in the wrong key.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's all of those things, you can't automatically blame the band. Right. So it's just like, and I think a lot of people, they need that, because but going back to what you were saying, there's people who feel entitled because you got mamas and daddies lying to their children. I don't believe in that.
No, I can't say everything that I said, but it's like, I used to work at Guitar Center, and they would bring their kids in there, and I would be like, ma'am, if your son sucks, all drums sound the same. Whether it's this $300 kit or whether it's a $3,000 kit, like whatever, and then like shout out to the homie like Chandler Sneed, Brandon Price. They were doing lessons at the Guitar Center while I was working there, man. And you can ask them, man. It's like these parents will come in with their kids. Do their lesson and then come back. There's no progress, but the parent will blame them.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, your kid is at the crib, like playing grab ass, and like no, they should be going over their lesson. They should be going over, you know what I'm saying? That like you can't put like as an instructor, you're not a miracle worker. The only thing I can do is give you the information.
Yep.
You're the one that has to put that to work. So going back to what I was saying, running a open mic, it got to the point to where for me it was like, okay, I can't give. I got to a point where I couldn't give the same amount of due to somebody who don't take it as seriously as the cats that I have on stage who put hours into their craft, right? That's so true. It's like a lot of people got mad at me because I just stopped doing. I didn't have a list. My number one rule is don't suck. You know what I'm saying? In order to get on the stage, either I have to vouch for you, somebody in my band has to vouch for you, or I need a video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got mad at me for that, but it's like, because of that, that's how I was able to meet some of the beasts in the city, though. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the ones who were able to get on stage. Those are the ones who was, that's how I met Davante.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because he was that beast that could come on stage and show out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's funny. When you decide I'm gonna add open mic to my show, because you be thinking they'll maybe take some weight off of what you had to do for the gig, but then after a while you start rethinking doing open mic, because the type of people that come on the stage, you be like, ugh,
grandstanding with nothing to stand on.
Yeah, nothing to stand.
Yeah.
No, that's
grandstanding, but yeah, man. That's yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things to where people, they see. And it's, everybody always do it. You see the shine and all of the stuff that looks, shine and glitz and everything, but you don't know actually where they have to go through to get it. Yeah. Or if they are just a natural talent. That's not you. So it's just either you're going to have to, if it's just going to be given to you, which is rare, or you're going to have to work for it. And it's okay to have music as a hobby,
right? And just let it be a hobby. Don't try to get on stage with people who, like I said, who do this for real.
And then them be the ones that pull up them songs ain't nobody ever heard.
Right.
If that by John Kelly.
Now that's a pet peeve of mine. that like I know we do our own. Playing in the wrong key when it's just us, but you bringing that up, man, when you have the person on stage and they look at the band and 95% of the band don't know the song, and then they be like, okay, we'll figure it out, and then they want to do it anyway, and then it turns into a train wreck, and it's like, well, you should have just did it before I let go.
Yeah.
if you're gonna do that.
It was a funny story. I used to play at this spot, and we used to do open mics. And this young lady came up, and she decided she want to do what's that Beyonce song that always modulates?
Love on Top.
Love on Top.
Yikes!
And everybody I've done that song with, they always do it in the lower key.
Baby,
so
you're the one I love.
So she came up. She told me, okay, I want to do Love on Top. I asked as soon as do you want to do original key? Oh yeah, that's fine. So we start out, and just the original key, she sounded like she was kind of strange.
She was struggling.
So then when it came time to go up, boy, I heard so much cracking. I was like, ooh wee. Yeah.
That's terrible.
I think I should just play the lower key without her even knowing.
Right, because obviously she didn't.
Yeah, right.
Obviously she didn't.
I didn't have a rough night, but I mean, she did.
That's
Davante, I would love to get I would love for you to do a live album off one of your albums, or just take some songs off each album, and then make that. I think that would be a dope. It's dope for a couple reasons, because it's like you can use that for added content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You already got the tunes, you already got the, you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff. And truth be told, like you've made your way through the city enough to, and like I said, you have a dope reputation out here, man. And so it's like you've made your way through the city enough, and I think you may have enough relationships to where you can pull that off and not, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, and it not be too much of course you got the rehearsals, and you got and then you might want to do a live arrangement of a certain tune, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. That's why I respect cats like Jeff Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, because Jeff Jones, he is the definition of take your time.
no, for sure.
He will take his time, he'll do his stuff, man, and then he'll do the show and whatever. But I think a live album from you would be hella dope.
Yeah, like the whole thing of, there's so much change. Life is full of swift transitions. So much change is happening.
Full of mashups.
The mashup,
Right, but no, because the big 30, I turned 29 about a couple of weeks ago. So 30, I'm looking to do exactly just that. It's just making sure that everything, and I appreciate that from you, man, because sometimes, and I know everybody, and I even made a post about this recently, like, God, wherever you gave those people who, like, passed this, like all of the superstars, like, help me to get there.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's so easy to be, because it's your gift and you're so used to it that you don't understand what you really got.
Yeah,
So,
and I think I was watching the interview. It was Kevin Hart, his show, and he was interviewing Issa Rae, and they got to a point to where they were talking about like relationships and stuff like that, and relationships within the industry. And she was saying, "Man, I don't call people and stuff like that." And he was like, "Why? Why don't you?" And her thing was like, "Well, you know, I be feeling like they too busy. I be feeling like they this. I be feeling like they that." And like Kevin Hart was like, "Bro, the reason I got to where I am is because I called people. I don't care.
yeah.
I don't care." And she was like, "Man, Kev, you full of shit, bro. I can't call you just like that. I just can't call you out the blue." He was like, "Yes, you can. I might not answer that first time, but you can call me, bro." You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us go through that, man. They'll go through that thing where it's like, and then plus like me personally, I don't like to hear no too many times. I don't like to hear I'm busy too many times. Okay, well, since you too busy, then I'm just gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? But then I get pissed off because then like later on you be like, "Man, you should have called me, bro."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like word. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, bro, I would love to hear a live album, properly recorded. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I don't really think we understand how many resources we actually do have,
That's
bro.
true.
You know what I'm saying? We actually do have some dope resources. It's like I don't know. I don't know if I could call Robert Trisco to, you know, I can call him, I can hit him up, you know, that's the homie. But I don't know if I can call him to produce a whole Funk Your Feelings album for me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You have that resource. You know and have worked with 80% of the musicians out here. You've dapped them up. They've told you how cold. Now, of course, you know, putting your money where your mouth is, of course, that's a different story. Because cats will say, "Yeah, bro, it ain't it funny?" And I made this post a while back. I was like, "Ain't it funny that like we'll go out somewhere and we do, I call it the industry goodbye." To where it would be like, "Hey, bro, hit me up, bro. We need to link up," and y'all didn't even exchange numbers. Like nobody. So it's like, "How many chill?" But whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro. I think that would be And then that might also give you some time to transition to another, album or whatever, because that's what a lot of cats do. A lot of cats, like the upper echelon artists or whatever, they'll just take what they've already done and then just make a live album,
right?
And then bam, that's a whole nother piece of content right there.
So you're right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just something as a fan. That's something that I would like to see. I'm not saying I have to be in the band. I would answer the call if you called.
So I do have a question, Davante. So,
Yes, sir.
so far as writing, do you ever write music for other artists, or think this may sound good? Maybe this song would be good for this person, or does everything just be for you?
For now, it's just me. I generally do write, not specifically for let's say writing this for her, him, or anything like that, but probably have in mind this. I want a female vocalist to sing this or a male vocalist to sing that. But yeah, I want to get to the point where I do start writing that, but that comes back to just building relationships and getting to know people, because I think getting to know people's voices and also getting to know them as a person, just to figure out what works best with their voice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because he definitely can't. He definitely can't go in there, with a Davante voice and try to give it to. And I think that's where a lot of people miss it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go in there and then on top of that you'll have a certain expectancy which shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know this may be kind of going off of gear, but one of the things, I don't know if you've ever watched any of those Zildjian or Vic Firth shows where they feature the drummers and Spud pretty much do the arrangements. And what makes it super dope is that all his arrangements, it fits the style of that drummer.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother animal, just being on that
sure.
level of writing and arranging music.
Stuff like that.
Fits. No, that's real.
Yeah, but that's what's up though. All right, man. So, man, we gonna end it here. We gonna and I kind of asked you this already. But if you just touch on it, man, just new artist, new singer, new whatever, man. Just the main piece of advice that you would give somebody that's wanting to do it.
Okay. Be authentically you. Be teachable. Learn the craft and have patience. Give yourself grace.
Dope.
Nice.
Dope. Sweet, simple, to the point.
Yeah.
Already. Lou Paul, what you got?
Man, this has been great, brother.
Clap it up for him one time. Definitely a dope interview. Definitely. All right. Definitely a dope interview. Definitely a dope individual. So of course, we called you here to do an interview with you and talk to you, get to know you a little bit more. But that is not the only reason that we called you, sir. We also wanted to just simply give you your flowers. Now, we it's not in the budget yet, but we don't have real flowers to give you, nor do we have the fake ones. But man, listen, you are a total powerhouse out here.
Appreciate that.
Spiritual.
Right, spiritual flowers, some dandelions. No, you've been a powerhouse ever since you stepped on the scene. Ever since that first time I saw you at Loose and Low. All the way up until now, you are a super talent. You have your own voice. You have your own. You've grown so much in your stage even in your style of dress.
All right, yeah, all right.
Hey, man, your boy was definitely from Arkansas when he first moved out here.
I was.
It's like, hey man, let's go ahead and get this dude. What do you call him, stylist? But nah, man, just the growth, the professionalism. Like I said, we've never heard anything bad about you. We've never heard. Either you just that good at keeping it to yourself or whatever. But
well, he said he's a homebody. So
I got 4 baby mamas.
Right. You got a half black, half white baby you don't know about. But no, man, and we see you. We see you. We respect you, man. We appreciate you just so much for the contribution that you've made to the community. We're very selective about who we call to sit down on the couch and chop it up with us, man. And you were like when we got a list of everybody, who you think we want to interview or whatever, and you were definitely one of the top ones that we wanted to get on and just sit down and chop it up with you, man. Like I said, man, I am definitely a fan of yours. Will forever be a fan of yours, man. Like, I appreciate you so much for coming and chopping it up with us, man.
Of course, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Already, man. So with that being said, Lou, what you got?
Sir, man. Everything's been said and well said.
Well said.
All the way down.
There we go. There it is. Ooh, yeah. After throwing some jokes in there, bro.
Also, I don't know if you've been doing it, but y'all hit up Davante if you want a songgram done. I hit up Davante to do. Have you tapped into that or no? Was that the only one?
Yeah, I have a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, bet.
For sure.
It was
Valentine's.
What? Nah, it was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day. I hit up Davante Thornton, man, and he did a songgram for my godmother for Mother's Day, man, and it was like, super dope.
Oh, okay.
Just simple, recorded him singing, and he got one of them type voices where he can all he got to do is sing. But it was funny because he was kind of like sitting sideways and looking to the camera. He was talking sexy to my godmother, and I had to.
You could tell Davante.
Happy Mother's Day, Deborah Williams.
You could tell Davante's one of those type of singers. If he's singing a song and the musician don't know and they try to play, he gonna give him the fifth. Oh, that's all right, brother.
Right, nah, you good. You good. You good. You all right. But nah, man, once again, it's been another episode of DFW Shed Sessions. We appreciate y'all so much. Y'all like, share, subscribe, follow. Hit us up, man. If you think you know somebody that can sit on this couch and holler at us or whatever, we want to dive into all of that, man. We appreciate y'all support, the likes and shares and all that good stuff. Yep. And we just gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? Already, you didn't do that the whole episode.
Yeah,
I missed you, Lou.
See,
I missed
you thought you was gonna miss it.
But until then, remember, it ain't gonna suck itself. To God be the glory.
To God.